piece of that gum there, Hoss.
That's right. I got beer too if you want one.
Hey, wait a minute. I was gonna stop, but what the fuck is that?
Oh my god.
You don't want that one. That's nicotine gum.
Oh.
Oh, put that shit out. I was like, that ain't gum. Oh,
Yeah, you gotta watch that.
sorry about that, dude.
Yeah,
Wasted your
I
nicotine gum.
meant to tell you before you dug into it.
Oh, you're $1.50.
Because Lee always watching. He's done that once.
You only do that shit once. I was like, it ain't even got. It was like, how do you chew that, dude? It was like biting into that.
Well, I mix it with the gum that you're chewing.
Damn. I didn't see this. This is the dude that just walked out of here.
Angel?
Yeah. Smoked speckled trout.
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, I'll eat a bluefish.
Yeah. All right, let's get this started. All right, this is podcast number 17. It's May 20th, 2014, and I just realized when I wrote this down that it's almost been a month since we did a podcast.
I thought it was
did not
like 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We're just under. It's like the last one was the 27th.
No wonder
so
nobody
just under-
commented today. Nobody has anything to say.
Forgot about you.
Wow.
You did some, yeah.
Yeah,
Gotta stay relevant.
I just
That's
realized
right.
that when I was looking at the last one. That was the 27th of last month that we had Rob. So it's within almost a month. And yeah, we got Mark Lozier from First Landing Kayak Services, and it's firstlandingyakfish.com. Firstlandingyakfish.com with a 1 ST. All right.
That took an hour.
Yeah, we got Lee.
We got Lee.
And it's almost like summer already. It's almost like it's becoming a fast spring. Reports of
What
cobia.
spring?
Reports of cobia already inside our bay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they were working real good in Carolina just recently, but all of a sudden now, sheepshead are starting to show up in the pound nets.
I won't say where, but I already heard of some hook and line sheepshead even.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Normally, I mean, I'm not trying to give up. I don't know where you're talking about or anything, but normally the very first sheepshead are caught by guys with those big sea clams fishing for black drum.
That's right.
I don't know if that's where, you know what I mean? I have no idea.
Well, remember
But
when-
normally it's a bycatch.
Right.
That
At
was like originally one of the first catches of sheepshead were by the black drum fishermen.
Yeah.
And it was kind of weird. It was like that was.
Then you get the ones you think they've caught a juvenile black
Right.
drum. That don't even,
Right.
I felt so bad one time this guy put up on Facebook is that he caught his sheepshead, you know, and it was a
Black
juvenile
drum.
black
Yeah.
drum, you know, with the
Yeah.
stripes on. And I felt bad because I corrected, but I didn't correct him to be a jerk.
At least
I
he wasn't
corrected him.
lipping what he thought was a juvenile black drum. At least he didn't go for the old
This guy-
lip move.
This guy-
Oh, dude, I don't even maybe take it off. It might just flatten it. It might
Yeah.
just look like
Right.
it might just be like a spoon.
I felt bad because I corrected him, and then he was kind of like, I won't say he got crappy with me. He was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And I was like, I just want you to know,
Yeah,
so
man.
you don't go out and tell just.
I had to.
You're the one that looks like an idiot here, not me, dude. I'm trying to help you. I'm just trying to help you out.
That's
Don't,
all I was trying
don't
to say.
jump on me.
I
for
did the
that.
same thing. The guy was calling it a citation sheepshead. I was like, whoa, it's not. That's not. That's not. It was like.
Well, there's the first
Yeah,
point,
it
though.
is. Yeah, it is. And I was
Look
like,
at his grill.
I sent him a picture of it. I was like, I'm a sheepshead. I was like, this is sheepshead. And
Yeah, the downward
black
mouth.
drum, yeah.
Little barbels
Yeah.
and the downward mouth kind of give it a little.
Not above their eyes.
And the lack of teeth.
Maybe
Yeah.
we'll do that one day. We'll do a fish identification show.
Oh, I mean, we talked about. I think I talked about this before, but when we had those really small reds, like the 12-inch reds, people were thinking we were gonna catch a spot and filling coolers with them. Like, no,
Yep.
that's not spot.
All right, so I'm gonna give my last one. So I had this cat come in the tackle shop. He came in the morning, him and his wife, new to the area. I hooked him up with whatever. They were gonna go down to Lesnar, I think, and fish. He comes back like hours later. I was like, so how'd y'all do? I caught some red snapper. I was like, no, you didn't. Yeah, we caught some snapper. I was like, dude, we are way too far north to catch snapper inshore, let alone catch snapper out there.
Right.
You know?
Right.
He's like, no, I caught. He was like adamant with me. I was like, what'd you do with it? He's like, it's in the cooler. I was like, come on. So I walked down the parking lot. He opened the lid. It was a little rat red, you know. And I was
Right.
like, close the trunk, close the cooler, and just act
Go
like we
home,
didn't
go
say anything.
home. Yeah, don't take
It
pictures
was
of
just
that.
so funny. I was just like, then to my mind, I was like, if you're gonna do it, you at least need to know before you kill something
Yeah.
and take it.
Right.
Not only because of what you
Did he
killed.
buy a license at the tackle shop? So he knows there's some sort of regulation for this shit. You know what I mean?
But if you don't know species, I would throw anything back if I don't
Right.
know.
Right.
And then to be like arguing with somebody that works in a tackle shop locally. I wasn't
Like,
arguing.
yeah, man, these
but,
are snappers.
Yeah, he's like, I caught a red snapper. I was like,
Yeah, nah,
wow,
bro.
dude.
I'm like, no.
Maybe if you're in
No, you didn't.
Pensacola, you know, you could catch one close, but
No, you didn't. Yeah, dude.
yeah,
No,
I did.
You
I was
didn't.
like, and then I started. I was like, just get out of here, just go away, you know. But I was just like, not only the fine, you know, and all that stuff
Oh, yeah.
that goes along with it, but
Man,
it's
it's
just like,
embarrassing.
The crazy thing, I did catch a grouper in Lynn Haven one time.
And I
you
have
saw
to,
it.
yeah, well, I have to this little.
Have you caught them?
the little, yeah.
Oh, they must be
Oh,
baby
smaller than that.
gags or
Gags or
something,
something,
dude.
right.
I mean, literally, big enough. Their mouths are big enough to eat your bait, and their bodies are probably shorter than that.
Yeah.
That is the like hardest fish ever. The grouper family and the snapper family. Anyway, when you said it might be a little gag,
Yeah.
I've been down in Florida and I get all
no.
cocky. I'm like, oh look, I got another mangrove. And the guy went, no, that's a such and such. You know,
Yeah.
you can catch another
Yep,
something.
yeah.
Oh, that's no. They look
Yeah,
so
they-
much. Just that's
Yeah,
a hard
there's-
species.
You really have to know.
Right,
Because
you have
the
to-
regulations are so strict for them too.
Right,
now,
yeah.
man. Their seasons.
Well, yeah, the
They close
state
down
cuts in
overnight.
quarters.
They
These
close
are like
down overnight.
Yeah,
If you're in
these
the
are like-
southwest below Sarasota, but if you're
It's
north,
weird.
of, yeah, it's like
That's-
you got
oh,
yeah.
you got to know
But,
the
and I saw
line.
somebody's
But
post
that's-
the other day about red snapper season. It's 9 days this year. 9 days? What the fuck?
That's
9
what they do.
days?
Yeah.
They
you
say
know what?
their
9
guys-
days not to be on the water. That's
Those guys can go out there. They say they go out there and they can't get their baits past the thing.
Right. Right.
And the commercial guys can catch tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of them
Yeah.
all year.
Yeah.
But
That's
like
like
one of
last-
those things. Probably at one point, the recreational guys probably weren't catching very many. And
I made that first mistake. I went to the Keys and I didn't look, and it was bug season. They call it lobsters for recreational. It was
Uh-huh.
like a long weekend.
And just people all in the water casting.
Dude, we got to we're on Route 1. We're in Route 1. We had a house right in Island and we're on 1. And I couldn't even get out of the driveway because there's so many cars. I was like, and like 3 days later, it was like nobody. I was like, somebody finally said, oh, it was bug season this weekend.
spring lobster season.
Yeah, it was just
huh?
like, so everybody's coming from all over the state
Those
of
lobsters
Florida.
don't even have claws.
Right.
You can
Ah,
just
it's
grab them.
Rock lobster, you
Right.
know, B-52s.
Yeah.
I've never had one, but I heard
Oh,
those
they're
things
good.
are real
Yeah,
good.
they're real good.
Yeah.
But-
I've never had any of those big stone crabs that come
They just
from
break the
down
claws
there
off of
either.
them
Yeah.
and throw them back in.
Yeah. I
Don't
mean,
take the
that's
whole crab.
effective.
They just take the claw off
And it sheds out.
and then they just put it back in.
Yeah, but I mean, they start. They have to. Crabs can live a long time. But the claw doesn't start. The next one doesn't grow as big as the.
Yeah.
No, no,
yeah.
no.
I've
It's
seen
like
it-
a
I've seen
baby
it with the crabs
claw.
that I have in my little tank, and they get.
Well, plus what's its survival rate now? It doesn't have said claw. Like, I mean, it's got to cut down a little bit.
Dude,
I've seen
I
it.
had a crab with its claws.
But you
I mean, it
understand?
didn't-
You ever
its
seen these
claws-
these crabs?
Yeah.
They have like no crown, and then it's almost like they have this big monster.
I had a crab live with my mantis for a year and a half.
Yeah.
Lived in the mantis tank for a year and a half.
Yeah.
Like hid in the rocks. Just it knew the mantis was there because every time the mantis was eating, it came out and ate.
Right.
But that was it, dude. Literally, when the mantis died, I found it eating the mantis.
I've
Yeah.
been wanting this for a while.
Right. When the,
I've had mine, your
when the
ass.
mantis died, I found the crab eating the mantis.
But they
You know
can
what
eat
I mean?
without their main claws.
Yeah, no, I just wonder what they're.
their mouth.
Yeah,
pieces.
I've got one up there now. The one you gave me, I clipped the top of its claws off.
Yeah.
It's still bringing
Yeah.
food into its mouth with its
Even
scooping this stuff up.
without claws, he uses his other feet to scoop in. Because
Yeah, they live.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I just
They're
wonder what it's
survivors.
like. I'm not saying he wouldn't
It
survive,
depends on
but
when
I
he
mean,
runs across the school of drummer, not or raised, or, you know what I mean?
But the regional thing in Florida, I mean, Florida is almost like two or three different like
states in itself.
well, states, but ecological zones.
Oh,
I
right,
mean,
right.
They do the
there's-
same thing off of Hatteras for the bottom fishermen, off of down south off the bottom fishermen.
Yeah.
Like one time, the guys out of Oregon Inlet were catching tilefish like crazy, and we went on a headboat trip out of Hatteras Inlet on a headboat. And because we went out of Hatteras Inlet, even though it was rough as crap, and red snapper wasn't in, and the real snappers weren't really biting, and the triggerfish weren't really there yet, but the tilefish were up north, because we left out of Hatteras Inlet, we couldn't go up there and fish for tilefish.
Right, right. 'Cause it
We
was zoned
had
out.
to go south and fish
That's why sea bass
in the
was this
sh- in
year
the
here.
shore, yeah.
You had to have a special permit to be able to do sea bass, and those guys going out there tile fishing is killing it.
Oh my god, dude! I
They
don't
haven't
even
thrown
get
back.
it.
They
I
can't
threw
release them
one back
because-
over 6 pounds one day on Ken's boat.
Yeah, and they're
Just to watch it
it's a survival
float
rate.
away.
Yeah,
Dude,
what's the
I
survival
watched
rate?
it float away, and the pelicans were picking at it. We had a blue marlin one day. We were
Did
throwing
you vent
XT.
them? Did you vent them?
Yeah, dude. I don't know if that works because
I don't.
sometimes-
That's what I'm asking.
A
It's
lot
not
of the
still
time
such
we
a
try.
Well, that's what I think. Even the venting, it's got. I mean, it's the bends. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's like giving like a diver gets the bend. So
Yeah.
I mean, what's the theory? I mean, even if you pump,
And because
I don't know.
if it doesn't come
I've
up
done it-
slow, like these big groupers, sometimes they say that they'll live and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But these sea bass, dude, you just
yeah, you're hauling them up.
Yeah.
reel them up.
I've done it to the juvenile black drum sheepshead fishing on the bridge, like 40 feet deep, and bringing, when we're closer to the island, and bringing them up from there, and there are bladders coming
stomachs
out of
out,
their
yeah.
mouth. And that's when I was tagging, and I took the tag gun at the end of their fin and let it out, and I mean, he swam.
Yeah, and I'm sure
Yeah.
but I just wonder about that whole just the venting thing. But like I said, it's a lot of. You were just
And the tile fishing's
you were
so
just
deep,
300
too.
feet down or whatever.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
next thing you know,
Tile fishing.
yeah, you're 300 feet down, and next thing you know, you're on. It's like,
Yeah.
It's
I
gotta
mean,
be
you're
traumatic.
gonna black drum from 40 feet up, and he does that. Imagine what the 300 feet.
Right.
Yeah.
Those things are really.
Oh
used
yeah, I
to
mean
that
when I
pressure.
had that, I hooked a big golden tile fish on Ken's boat. The one time I did get a bite out there on the tile fish, I got a big golden tile hook, and fought it up. We were fishing at about 1,000 feet, and I got it up probably about 800. And we're guessing because of the swell, the fish just rolled and cut my leader. And we sat there for like 10, 15 minutes just waiting to see if the bubble and the fish would just float up. Because if you got him up high enough,
He's already
just gonna float
happened.
up.
Yeah, it's already happened. at
he's
that
just
point.
going to float up.
Yeah.
But it didn't, luckily.
Huh. That's interesting.
Luckily, we never saw.
Big Mako
well,
came by. And
yeah.
got him.
We never saw the bubble. Otherwise, I mean, if a Mako had bit it, we would have seen the bubble.
Yeah,
if it
right,
gets
right.
if it gets attacked, you see the bubble. Because of course,
It's a bottle of air.
yeah.
It's a lot of air.
But and also like you know what I mean when that thing
Yeah.
comes out and sometimes I mean that's a while when you're fighting the fish. You'll see the air bubble pop up and you're still
As it's coming up.
100 feet. You know what I mean?
That's so crazy.
Because the air comes up faster than you can reel the fish.
The deepest I've ever dropped is the slough off of Kipta Peak. Was it
Right.
80, 90 feet? I mean, and that's a long time. I'm dropping 2 ounces. Go, wow, that's so
Oh my
far.
god, dude! I watch it dropping 24 to 32 ounces.
Yeah.
900 to
Takes
11,
minutes.
1,200
Minutes.
feet. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Remember-
just wait. You just
Remember when Salmons was here and he was like the first time he dropped at the Kipta Peak?
Yeah, he dropped it at Kipta
Well, that's
Peak.
really shallow here because we were, he's
Yeah.
used to being
Right outside
hundreds
the
of feet right
Yeah,
that far.
legend of
200
kelp
yards.
beds, yeah.
Yeah, we're like just dropped to the bottom and reel up a couple turns. He puts his reel in free spool and sets it down and it just backlashes. He's like, wow, that's really shallow. He just like sets it down and
Welcome to the East Coast, Jim.
it's like that situation. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you have no idea if you don't.
Yeah.
That's funny. I didn't.
It was funny because it was like, he's so used to being that 200
Right.
yards and being
Yeah, when you're and I'm like, you guys ever bottom fish? They can't bottom fish unless it's a
Can't
huge
get
wreck.
to the bottom.
Yeah.
They can't drop a wreck anchor. You can't carry a wreck anchor heavy enough in a kayak to drop it down
Right.
200 feet or 300 feet without the current. You know what I mean?
And stay on top
Yeah,
of it.
The current,
Yeah,
yeah.
stay on top of it too.
Yeah.
I'm hooked on it.
Well, I mean, you can do you on the wreck anchors. I mean, the kayak wreck
I wonder
anchors.
what
we
the
get
current is
right
like
over top of them.
that area.
But not that deep.
No,
That's what I'm saying. You couldn't do it that
with
deep.
any current. No.
You'd be like,
Yeah. I mean, how far? Yeah.
it would have so much
So there's
rub.
no like bottom fishing.
Yeah.
Huh.
They bounce the bottom.
Well, at least we don't have forest of kelp either. We got to deal with.
I don't know,
Yeah.
man. Those forests of kelp are full of like giant white sea bass and
Yeah, that's
yellowtails.
what they
and,
get, those Yeah. You know.
We deal with what? Green slime? So bad you can't cast?
That
What would
stuff
you
is
rather have?
nuts. That
What
stuff
would
is-
you rather have? The kelp that you like could possibly catch fish around, or the green slime that
That does
you
not.
You can't.
There's nothing
Like, you
around
can't.
it.
No.
Luckily, that didn't last that long this year.
Usually, once the water temperature kills.
Well, that was what's weird about the spring. It was late, and then bam, bam.
It's
Yep.
like freshwater
It went-
slime, but 100 times worse because it's drifting around.
It was. There's oyster bars I fished in the back of Lynn Haven. It looked like it was just like it was
Yeah.
so long, dude. I was just
Yeah.
like, "Are you kidding me? You cast and it'd be all up your line, dude."
Oh, that stuff loves to grow in the worst conditions ever, and we had that over the spring and the winter and the spring. That stuff was really ready to go.
Yeah. It happened quick. I mean, it's almost summer-like because the season is the spring went really fast. I mean, right at the beginning of May.
I'm seeing
It's-
mole crab molts on the beach every moon.
Yeah.
So the mole crabs are out.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any giant ones yet. Normally I see some big ones out here, but
Yeah.
I haven't been down paying attention for them either.
Maybe I'll dig for them right here.
It's
Is it not as good as?
babies.
Yeah.
A lot of the time.
Not as
I mean,
good
I
as-
see some big molts. You know what I mean? But the tide moves that stuff around.
Yeah.
But normally, whenever I try and catch them here, I catch the ones
The
you're
small
putting
ones.
5 on a hook.
Yeah.
Little Pez dispenser.
Yep. It doesn't matter, man. There's sheep that don't eat that. So.
Yeah. And reds.
Yep.
We forgot about that, and we thought about that the other day. It was like, reds.
I hooked up
The first big
Chuck.
red that we hooked up at the
bridge.
he was sheepshead fishing, and he hooked a red.
and I was just setting the
And
hook,
stubborn
and I
as
was like,
fuck.
oh.
He was like, this is the sheepshead. This is the 30-pound sheepshead, or this is the
This is the
30-inch
world record.
sheepshead. This is the world record right here. I got it. He's staying on anchor. I said, dude, come off of anchor. I got it. He's all being. I'm dominating this
Yeah.
thing and that thing. It's a red. It's
Yeah,
a full-grown,
okay, and then
full-grown
eventually I was
40.
like, oh, this is not
It's going
sheep's head.
wow, where he's going back and he's going way out and going back.
How long did it take you to figure that out?
I mean,
A minute or two on, and then I was like, get off anchor, get the hell off anchor.
and I dropped my anchor. It finally broke me off around the piling on
But he
the other
fought it.
bridge.
Yeah, he
But
fought
I mean,
it
I
around.
caught back up to it, got it up right next to me. It was on sheep's head tackle. It was a really short rod,
Right.
40-pound leader, and I'm just you know what I mean. A 3-aught, 4-aught hook.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I couldn't really be like. I mean, I had her next to me at one time, and I
Yeah,
couldn't
right.
just be like,
It was
all right, come here. I mean, if I had a 10-aught hook in that fish's mouth.
And we weren't
Hold it to
really,
that.
we weren't really ready for it. I mean,
Yeah,
it
no,
was,
we
that was the
heard,
first.
like-
We heard some reports.
Flounder fishermen
Flounder
hooking them
fishermen
around
hooking.
there,
Yeah.
around there. But I mean, we were just sitting there sheep's head fishing.
And I had brought that gear. I was like getting ready for it. You know, I was like, okay.
the next bite was incredible.
Yeah, I was.
Well, you knew it was on.
No. What happened is that Kevin started jigging, and I had to go to work. This is back when I still worked second shift, so I had to go to work. So
So I jigged for a while. I had a the big gulp and on the 2 ounce, and so I went, okay, I'm gonna go back to sheep's head fishing. So I get on the piling and I set the jig just off the bottom, the current's running, so the jig's sitting right. It's in the rod holder. He's leaving. He comes up to me to give me some bait. I take in gear, take the rod and put it in the crate
rod holder.
Just for a
I
second.
handed him the
Just
bait.
for a second.
I handed him the bait.
Yeah.
I made like 5 or 6 paddle strokes,
Out
and all
and
I
around.
heard is snap, fuck, fuck. And then I look back and he's just re-rigging. He's already re-rigging. And he's like, dude, my reel just made a bubble trail going through the water. Drum just grabbed,
Grabbed it and snapped.
literally.
It went.
He really
bow.
didn't even have time to think about turning around to get his rod. I made a few paddle strokes, and this thing just grabbed his bait and.
Home run.
Yeah.
See you later.
Yeah, on a Calaris with a Shimano and all. It was all. Yeah, one of my favorite rods, and I think it's just
It was gone
shooting
instantly.
through the water, just bubble jump. We just gone. And I was like, immediately started getting ready. I was just mad.
That's a long paddle for
I
you
was
to go
so
in.
mad. I was so mad, but I was like, I'm getting one now. Getting one now.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
And he had to go to work.
I stayed him jig for a couple
Yeah.
minutes and didn't get a bite, and then he did catch one.
Yeah, damn right.
He caught 1 or 2 that day.
One. It was the one, and I was like, yeah.
But we've been getting them consistently ever since.
For a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been pretty neat.
Dude,
I wanna
I
get 'em
think
on the
that the
island.
big red drum are gonna be more popular. I think that I think that the same type of year, if we drifted up around the house up here,
Yeah. Oh no,
At
the
the
same
reef?
depth.
At the reef?
The same damn depth. I know. Yeah.
at the reef, if we drifted live baits across that
Yeah.
thing, dude, I think we would just. I mean,
Yeah,
if the school
absolutely.
is there,
It's-
we would just.
It's the
Because
depth.
it's a concentrated spot. It's not like they can swim on down the whole bridge. If they're swimming around that reef, dude, it would be ugly.
Yep.
And I
It's
mean,
right
it's-
out here, isn't it?
It's
Yeah.
ten
Down the street a little bit.
blocks
Yeah.
down and
That's right.
however far off the shore it is. Nah, it's paddleable.
No,
It's
yeah,
not
well,
very
yeah.
far.
No, it's not far.
I used to flounder fish that, and you
Oh,
could
I
tell.
like to flounder.
You could tell though the kind of winter you had, because some years you'd fish it spring, and you'd be good. And then other years you could tell when the winds blew, because it would just turn back to where there was no sand on, or no, and it would just be like.
Or
Snag
covered
for-
up.
Oh, I
Or
loved it,
covered
but
up.
That's
I
what I'm
loved
saying.
it
Or
when
if you
we
cover
snagged
it, you just
everything.
drift over it.
Yeah, and you're like, oh,
Dude,
or
nothing,
little
yeah.
bumps. and
Yeah,
stuff.
but then
I saw-
or then you just snag up all the
I
time.
saw a guy catch one over 10 pounds right next to me out there, and I've hooked some fish on because I always fish with light tackle out there, and I've hooked some things that I thought were the bottom, and then you're just like trying to get your shit back, and then and they're just gone.
The other one.
I mean,
that's
I've
like
hooked
that
some
is-
flounder that were just that big.
Not really paddleable, but you ever done the Newport News Middle Ground one?
No,
The little light up.
no,
It's not paddleable,
yeah.
but I'm just saying that one's
Yeah.
got some.
But the thing about this,
I told Rob,
even with how accurate we can,
Right.
put jigs straight down vertical and control that, you got these things that are the holes in them. So you
Yeah,
got
it's
this,
the big balls.
balls with holes in them. So you put a jig in them. It's just in them. I mean, you can't
Yeah, you
get
ain't
it back
getting it
out
back
again.
out, yeah.
That's what
Yeah,
sucks.
and that's
It's-
why you like.
If it was a rock, no big deal. We can work rocks. We can.
Right.
do
And
in crevices
it
and
would
pull
be.
out.
It would also be a great sheepshead spot, but it's such a good reef that there's so much life around it. You can't even keep a bait down in the
Yeah.
water. You
Well,
can't
that's
keep a
the
bait in
thing,
the water.
yeah,
This time of year, I have
every
when it's
kind of little
cold.
bait
I have
still.
caught tautog there.
Yep.
And so you can bottom fish there at certain times of the year, but anytime, like when the sheepshead are around, sometimes you can't even flounder fish there because the croakers are so bad.
Yeah.
And if you put down
Little black
anything,
willies.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
anything
Oh,
you
yeah.
put down that they can eat is
Yeah. Yep. Black sea bass can get real good. You can get
Yeah.
real covered up on stuff.
Them little black willies, they just want
I remember I was
Kick
HRBT
'em
trying
out.
to work a gulp down the rocks just to for striper, just trying to bounce this gulp down the rocks, and it was just non-stop little black sea bass.
Yep.
Non-stop. I mean, it was I tell you, when I was tagging, that accounted for like hundreds of fish, because you catch them talking, we can tag them. So
That reminds me of a
numbers.
funny story today. So the other day at the shop, these dudes come in, they want all this stuff for tog. I was like, tog season's closed. Oh, we're just gonna tag. I was, you gonna go out there and waste all that time and money? That just killed me that you couldn't keep it.
Well,
they just wanted to
tag,
tag.
man, it's numbers, dude. You get.
I know, but it was just like, and I was like, there's
this
so many
time of
other
year,
species.
right now.
Yeah.
You can catch 100.
Yeah.
That is fishing.
I was like, we're getting good flounder bites, we're getting all this
Yeah,
stuff.
they're gonna go where nobody else is fishing.
Right,
They're
right.
gonna go bow, bow,
Oh, dude,
bow.
I would do it.
Stick.
I would do it.
I don't know, I couldn't.
I would do it.
I didn't thought, I, didn't
I
feel
love to do
Man,
it, man.
I'd like to have one.
Nah.
Those days in the middle of the summer when I go sheepshead fishing and the tog are biting, I love it. I'll give them every one of my baits.
Yeah, I've caught big
I'll
ones in the
feed-
summer.
Yeah, I'll
August,
feed them
catching
every one of my
22
baits.
incher.
Oh yeah, dude, I caught like a 20 or 21 incher, probably 15 feet from the halfway up,
Yeah.
and when he bit,
Well,
he was already going to the bottom. That thing hit the rock, hit the bait, and it was already just like, whoa, that's not a sheep's head. That's crazy.
Well, I've seen them. I've seen one up against the side of the ships. Just when I'm cruising
Yeah.
there, like in the summertime. Actually, I've seen one up against the ships, and it was funny because it was sideways. And I've seen Spot do that. Like you would think they'd be like vertical. No, when they're up against a wall, that wall is
Uh-huh.
like the bottom.
Sheep's head ain't
everything
like
down to
that.
this. I've seen Spot do that, and I've seen those in
Sheep's head do that.
Yeah.
They turn sideways.
Yeah.
The only thing,
see
you
it
know
in that
what
video.
doesn't? A lot. Spadefish don't do it that
No,
much.
uh-uh.
Spadefish just stay like
They
right
vertical. They
behind
say
the current,
vertical. Yep.
all together.
Yep. You hardly see them do any kind of sideways because they're not really like a structure. They're around a structure.
Yeah, they're
Right.
They're not on the
They're
structure.
not on it.
Oh, yeah, well, we
eating
went
off
out
of
on
They,
it.
are, they do pick off,
Right,
but
but
it's
they're
not
not
like.
staged up to.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we went out to the tower and we're catching the amberjacks, as soon as the amberjacks came up and started hitting our bait, the spadefish were gone.
Yeah.
They swam away from the tower. We were fighting amberjacks like a half mile from the tower, you know what I mean? Just, we had them following us and we were just catching them as we moved out and come across the school of spadefish just out. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? They were like, the hell away from here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't want any part of the big bullies.
Oh, I mean, those things were just.
It's just probably chaotic.
Dude, it was the
Yeah.
last 4th of July. It was ridiculous. We went out to the tower. There was nobody else in the world out there. It was
Yeah.
stupid. We got out there. We were within a half mile of the tower. And we looked and we're like, there's no other boats.
That's why. That's odd.
Yeah.
Tie on all the topwater lures.
No divers, nothing.
Tie on all the topwater lures. Not the Chesapeake Light Tower.
Oh.
Not the Chesapeake Light Tower. The South Tower.
Oh, okay,
South
okay,
Tower.
okay,
We
okay,
went down to the South Tower.
Yeah.
You said tower.
Yeah,
I'm like,
right.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm like, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I was like, there's no spear gun guys out there? What?
Nobody in the world.
On the
was
4th of July?
Nobody in the world was around. At the South Tower, even. Dude, the South Tower is only 50 miles, and you know what you can catch there as soon as the water gets warm.
Right.
I mean, it's if you got live baits, it's all gonna get. We went out there with 0 baits. 0 baits. We came into the inlet, it was so foggy, it was ridiculous. We didn't realize, what was gonna happen, so we kind of like just punched out of the inlet after like a half hour of trying to catch bait and not catching anything to put in the live well. Just kind of punched out of the inlet in the fog, and as soon as we broke the end of the jetty, it was bright sunshine, and we turned around and you just see the fog on the beach.
Yeah.
So at that point, we just jetted. We
That's what kept everybody in. Was the fog.
We didn't jet. We don't jet. We 20 knot it in Rick's boat and go all the way to the South Tower, which is 50 miles, so an hour and a half. And get down there at half mile, and there's nobody there. We're like, oh. So we tie on all the topwater lures.
Crazy.
Roll up. First cast. Matt takes.
And then, wait a minute, before you even go into this, doesn't Rick have a video camera?
Yeah, we have videos of this.
Okay.
We have videos.
Okay, I was going to say
not when we first showed up, but we have videos of this day, and it's crazy the amount of fish that follow topwater lures that do not strike them.
Yeah.
The ones that just follow your topwater lure in this crystal clear water aren't going to eat it. The one that's going to eat it comes jetting up from behind them like a mother bomb, dude. Just like a bullet, dude. They come shooting through the water like there's bubbles coming off of them, and wham! So anyway, we roll out there. The first cast. Rick throws a topwater lure, Matt throws a topwater lure, and I'm just like watching, you know what I mean? 2 pops. And Matt's topwater lure just explodes, and then Rick's topwater lure explodes. So I throw a lure out and mine explodes, and we catch a triple to start, and then we just started doing singles and doubles,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we caught a triple to start, but it was literally nobody showed up all day, and we fished like on topwater lures. I was throwing those Shimano wax wings, this is literally, if you're gonna fish a subsurface bait, this is a commercial for them. These things are fucking amazing.
Yeah.
The movement they have through the water, all you do is reel them the way it tells you to reel them on the package. They dart, they walk the dog is something.
Right.
They walk the dog, but they also have a darting pattern. Every third walk the dog is supposed to, and it looks like it does, go like a third of the way further or something like that, and then it pops back up. You know what I mean? It's got like
because it's erratic.
It's an erratic. Yeah, it's supposed to have a super erratic movement, and it looks like that. But it was insane, dude. All day, all you wanted, to the point where it was like, man, I think I'm done. And then Matt would hook one, and I'd be like, you know what? If you're gonna fight one, I'll fight one. And just throw the topwater bait out, and just reel it, and watch these things just follow it until one just comes up through and just trashes it. I caught a barracuda like about 5 foot that day, probably 30 pounds, 40 pounds. I mean, it's a giant, ugly barracuda.
Yeah. Topwater is the way to go with anything you can, dude. I had a client I took out 2 weeks ago. The ones I got on my fish, I don't usually fish. I just kind of chill back or whatever, watch, take pictures, And then finally, I was just like retying stuff, I was like, let me see if they'll hit this,
Yeah,
just reds,
They're on, so
then
you're
I was
just
like,
throwing stuff
it's like
on.
11 o'clock, bright sun. I was like, screw it, let's do a topwater, I was like, all right, they'll take that. Going through the tackle boxes to see what they did, but anytime I get a topwater bite on anything, it's always the best. I love topwater.
Yeah, Jay one time, it was 2 years ago, he went out after the Reds with just topwater, and that was cool because it's tough.
Reds
It's
now
tough.
don't. You're not
big
gonna,
reds. We're talking big reds,
right?
too.
You're not going to always be a hero because it's hard for them just to hit it.
Yeah, and he
they
did.
have to
He
do so
committed
much.
to it. He kept it on all day long, and he caught one or
Jay?
two. Yeah, when he did just a topwater that day, he went out there just with topwater.
Yep.
And it was cool. I wish I was either casting or with the fish when he was casting his. I think I had hooked up, and then he had seen the school and started casting, and then he was having blow-ups. I mean, these are 40 inches blowing up on it. It was pretty damn cool. I wish I had the camera over to it because it was all, I just was like, man, that was awesome. That was awesome.
There's some awesome videos of those amberjacks. Rick's got some good.
Yeah, good. I'm
GoPros.
glad
There's also a good GoPro video of that tarpon we caught last year too.
Yeah.
Not in jumping though, because it jumped before we even got. You know what I mean? We had been sitting out there for 6 hours.
Yeah.
The damn thing hits the rod, and as soon as Blake gets it up out of the rod holder, it's in the air. You know what I mean? 3 times, and then see you later.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's the fastest thing I've ever seen swim inshore. It doesn't compare with.
So like a dolphin.
Like
a dolphin I hooked. Remember that dolphin, that porpoise or dolphin? Remember?
For
I
a
hooked
brief
one.
second, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like freight train, man.
Right.
As fast as they want to go, they're gone. But they don't have it forever like a dolphin does.
Did you see that picture today of the 30-pound dolphin with the 9-pound dolphin in it?
No.
It ate its own. Yeah.
I believe it.
It
Those
cut
things-
off
Well, you're
Yeah.
talking about Mahi.
Yeah,
He's
I
talking
know what he's
Dolphin.
talking about. I
we
know
were
what
at the
he's
shoals.
He's talking about
We
flipper.
were at the shoals and
Oh,
it had-
Flipper got him.
Yeah, and I didn't get the I whenever we come across dolphins, we always pull lines. We always
Right.
pull lines up because I don't want this to happen again, you know. And it just wasn't. I was filming them and didn't get my line up. I was filming them, and all of a sudden my line goes, wah! And things go, wah, wah, wah. And by the time I pick it up, wow, it's just jumping. So by the time I pick it up, it's already spooled. It's at the end, I just spout and just goes. I mean, it was that fast. So that's the fastest thing I've ever had on the line. That big shark we caught, I hooked onto last year, year before.
Year before last December. The day we put the video up, the video of Jay breaking off on the rain when we're talking about you're gonna break your rod. Don't do that. Stop. Do it. Stop.
You went cobia fishing?
Yeah,
no, drum fishing.
That was drum fishing.
I remember that day you came to the shop when
that.
you were going cobia fishing. You look like the most non-wanting to go fishing person I'd ever seen.
He doesn't, dude. And that day, actually,
I had never seen anybody loaded to go fishing and didn't look like he wanted to go fishing.
Oh yeah, but we've got him the way we've got their system set up, and we think we're gonna see something. So
I hate fucking chumming. I hate chumming. I hate using dead baits. I just
so we're gonna take live bait and put chum in the water on a crab pot buoy.
Yeah.
And paddle around it all day. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna go like however many people we have, we're gonna take the chum
and, boom,
and spread it out in the current. You know what I mean?
Right.
Spread it out at different depths across the down from the beach.
And we
just all of us are just gonna paddle around it all day. Fuck having that chum attached to you and being stuck. Just paddle around, standing up all day.
At the end of the day,
they're gonna swim in and look.
I was dragging it behind me, right? And I was like, God, this sucks. I went and just cut it and let it bobble there.
And then he hung out near it.
And I saw it.
I
was like, this is the shit here. I can just hang out with this thing.
It was just a bad day because we ran into his buddy that was seeing cobias every day.
Yeah.
And he hadn't seen any that day either.
It's just the way we fish for them. I want a different way. And, you know, and this is
if they come up the way we think it's going to happen, this is going to be exactly what we want. You know what I mean? You see him.
Yeah.
Billy saw that 61-pounder just smoke his live bait, basically.
Right.
Like he's seeing him cruising, and then all of a sudden his bait is just getting ripped off of his line.
My cobia day out here. Remember the tournament?
Oh yeah.
That was probably the worst. That was probably one of the worst days on the water for me.
It is. That one is. Yeah. He got a storm hit him. It's summertime storm.
We got out there. We're in the cobia tournament. We're the only kayakers. We entered this cobia.
They went off Motion View, off the drop off.
Right after the drop off.
Here, you know.
Okay.
Other side of Thimble Shoals, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you could. I mean, I was getting close to the tower.
Yeah.
I was getting close.
By the way, if the gray trout at the bite, there's a few here and there, and they're, you know, back in the day there was a few here and there too. I mean, I caught one of the few here and there.
Yeah.
But if that bite gets good, we may have to make this paddle.
Yeah, out there.
I know, like the direction you need to go off of that thing where the hole used to be, where it was, like, you know, the one's worth that paddle.
Yeah.
That was
7-8 pound trout, consistent.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even on the tubes of the HRBT.
Yep.
You know, that was this.
Yep.
It's interesting because of the double tubes, and hopefully they're going to do this at the Chesapeake Bay Bridge sooner or later. But the double tubes, you have a big tube structure, so you have
They're working.
hump,
Dude, they're putting in a first. You don't know that?
What's that?
The reason all the toll and everything went up this year is because they're putting in a second Thimble Shoal tunnel.
Oh, they're putting another tube.
Okay,
that's
Thimble
what
Shoal tunnel. That's
So
the
it'll
first
be
one.
two lanes all the time.
Yeah.
It'll be
That's
two
what it
lanes
should-
all the time.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. That's why it went up this year.
I knew there were. I just didn't know when.
Oh,
Because
that's why that boat is out
Now
there
they
all
got
the
to
time.
raise the money.
No.
they've already got it.
I know.
I'm sure they already have
From
it.
what I understand, the
I'll tell you
deal
why.
with that bridge, and I mean, I don't know for sure, but from what I've heard and what I understand, like about that, the way that bridge was built and the way it was financed, it's either no interest or extremely low interest until it was paid for, and then they were supposed to lower the toll or drop the toll or something like that. Well, anyway, as soon as that bitch gets almost paid for, they refinance and do another project. Like, they built a whole second bridge at one point, you know what I mean?
Right.
So they never, you know what I mean? It was set up and designed to be allowed to be that way, and so that's how it is. It'll never go down because it's a bridge. It has to be constantly improved.
But it's fine because it's one of the better bridges ever because it's a private bridge. It's better.
They maintain it.
Well, more maintained.
That's why.
There's not
maintain it.
shit falling off of it like HRBT and anyone
Well,
else.
as soon as they-
Lesnar.
Oh yeah.
As soon as this bridge got old, they sleeved the pilings.
Yeah.
Right.
And
They went through and sleeved the
their
pilings and
inspections
re-rocked.
alone take a year. It's a continuous job inspections. It takes a year to do it, and then they start over again. It's
I fished in a tournament in Florida, and we're at his tackle shop, and the guy's like, "Where y'all from?" or whatever. And I said, "You know, where we're from." "Oh, you got that over/under bridge." And I was like, "Excuse me?" I said, "You got that? You go over."
You go
I was like,
over
"Oh, the
under
Chesapeake Bay
there.
Bridge Tunnel." Yeah, I've always wanted to drive up there to go over that. The over/under bridge.
So we got a bunch of those around here.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of over-unders.
Yeah, I knew somebody moved
I like
in
that. I mean, we need to start calling. We're going
The
to fish the
over/under.
over-under.
The over/under bridge. But it took me a second too. I was like, "Excuse me?" He had a real long one. He goes, I said, "Oh, the Bay Bridge Tunnel." The old over/under bridge.
It's weird because people don't have almost anxiety attacks when they go into that thing. You can, I mean,
Like the couple I followed today out of it, we were doing fine. As soon as we got to the tube,
yeah,
I was like,
yeah. I mean, it's scary. It's scary.
Right,
It's 220 traffic, but you gotta.
but there's no difference than if there wasn't walls there.
Yeah.
You stay in your lane.
Yeah.
You don't go over your lane on the
and
road.
I don't think people realize it's a hill either.
Yeah,
They
coming up.
they don't realize
Right,
it's a hill.
yeah, and they don't
halfway
accelerate
through it,
it.
they start accelerating.
Right.
It's like, come on, and I'm trying to get my momentum, and I'm
So
trying
the
to
video
keep in gear.
keeps stopping. Like
stopping,
to go,
stopping?
like to go to commercial.
Oh well, that might be.
No,
it.
no, no.
No.
Technology.
It's Ustream. It's not
Yeah,
because
I
I'm still free, so it's still yeah. It's either going. Some people say it goes to commercials like a couple times during it.
When I watch it, always in the first, like in the beginning, I think that's just their advertisement. I've never. I
That's
don't-
good if I'm doing that little mute thing. I can burn that out before it
Yeah, I
get
don't-
on. But I know some other guys told me it's done it like a couple times during it.
But I have to admit, a lot of times I catch the next day thing because I can't always remember what 8-ish is. I don't know.
Well, the thing is, like, just like you getting here, you said you were gonna get here at 7:45. I was like, fuck, I
Can't
want
talk about fishing.
Can't talk about nothing because usually everyone gets here and the first. It's if you get here.
Yeah, what did you do today?
What did you do today? And we talk about everything that should have been talked on the air.
Right.
So that's why I'm always like, don't stop. We won't talk about that. Stop. We'll talk about that. Stop.
Oh, so you wanted me earlier or later?
No, later. I'm always like,
No,
that's
no,
why I
no.
say
He wants
it is.
people to
I'd
walk in
rather
like,
start
while me and him are sitting in these chairs right here waiting for you.
Yeah.
Is what he wants.
about ready to start going. Yeah.
I gotta tell somebody.
Well, you were on your. I didn't know if you were on the water today.
I was on, but I went home and took a shower.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. I was figuring.
After the wind I encountered today, I wasn't staying out there all day, dude.
Yeah, it was the nonstop.
All I gotta say is, if I ever meet the guy who predicts the wind, I'm gonna kick him right in the.
Well, they change it overnight. And they go, oh, see, it was like that.
Yeah.
You get these screen captures. And
You
go,
don't
see?
go. You don't go from west 5 to 8 to.
Yeah, you do over there.
I was just. I got to the point where I was like, when I get back to the ramp, if there's a dude there that wants to offer me cash for everything I got, I'm just gonna freaking give it to him.
Dude, I've had those days.
I mean, dude, I was just like, literally, that's what in my mind. I was like, I'm just gonna give him everything I got and just say, I'm done.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was just like, what the?
That's it over there. Another buddy of ours was over there. And
I just sent that as an answer.
No. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do, if the video cracks up or whatever while we're doing it live. It's a completely separate camera that we do the YouTube streams and everything.
Yeah.
on.
Once we get to YouTube.
It's recording. Too,
Yeah,
right?
it's good. Yeah, we're good. Yeah.
Recording too.
Start
right?
over.
I'm always eyeballing. I did forget to hit my timer though, but I think we started at least 15 minutes after.
Yeah, it was like 8:15 or
Yeah,
something
we've
like
gone
that.
for about a half hour now. I think.
Yeah, it was a little windy today. I'll have to admit that.
It was windy this week. I was aggravated all week, but that's all I can talk about that. That's it. It's just windy.
Windy.
The intro bite is good.
Intro bite on this side is good.
Yeah.
I couldn't find it today because
Was it
muddy?
I got it blown around too
Was
much.
it
That's what
muddy?
I went scout. Yeah, it was, but not. It was like a milky muddy. It wasn't.
Yeah,
you know,
the
it
wind
was a
blew
good-
the high tide.
And- right.
High tide blew the
Dude,
that's what it was.
grass
The
and
high
the water
rise,
goes
that's
out.
exactly
high rise,
what it was. It was
high rise
that-
rips coming off of that, almost like it's the current's rough. I mean, the sand boiling up at 40 feet.
Dude, if you go across the high rise
Now that
when
looked
it's
good.
almost low tide,
That water looked good.
with the water ripping out like almost new moon,
Yeah.
dude, you can
Brown.
just see the mud
Right.
and
Sand.
sand just boiling
Ripping.
around
well,
the
I got his.
piling.
I got his freaking hook now. I'm like going over the bridge. I was bitching about the couple who was going slow, but I go,
yeah.
Oh, dude,
and
I
I'm like,
stop almost at the top of the high
me
rise.
too.
yeah, I know. That's
If you come behind me, I'll put my hazards on.
I'm just
Yeah.
I'm just looking for a big black
Yeah,
spot.
I just
I'm like,
want to be able to just
Whoa.
see. You know how I never get a chance to see it from that height. That's what it's
Right.
like. This is nice.
I like to
never
see just the water around
Yeah.
there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just to see what the bottom looks like around that
Sometimes you can't.
place. It changes from week to week. So it's really cool to see. So every time I go over there, it looks different. So I always check that area out.
But yeah, I knew it was milky and
Right.
Yeah.
It wasn't muddy. It was just that milky kind of reminded me of that trip that Chris and I did to the Everglades. That's where that water was down there in the front in Florida Bay.
until you
Was
get
that-
out.
Till you get out. And that's
Do they have that like tea-colored water? Is that what?
No, it's that
Oh,
milky
okay.
kind of white kind of because the sandy.
Oh, okay.
That same thing. That sand turning
Sand
up that
turned
white.
up? Okay.
It's not that tannin stained. It's like
Well,
a
when I-
milky white.
Because that
kinda-
tannin
There's-
stain sometimes, man, is like
There was
in the
a
rivers.
There was a lot of different colors down
Good
there. It's like
Yeah, exactly. Tannin's good. See,
Yeah.
that's the thing I try to like explain to people too. Is like
Like the
if you
tannic
can,
water
if you
or
can
whatever?
scoop the water up and it's still muddy, that's dirty water. When you tannin water, it's clear when it's in your. That's
Yeah.
tannin.
it's really clear water.
Yeah, I mean, you put your paddle into it and you can see the light reflecting off of it.
That's
you just
tannin.
can't see
Right.
down into it.
That's good to
That's
go.
good water.
When it's muddy water, then you're throwing this big of a lure, you
Yeah.
know, stinky or something
Yeah.
for them to find it. You know, tannin's not bad. You just you gotta change colors of your lures maybe. That's for your golds and your coppers and oranges.
Or noisemakers.
All right, get
Yeah.
a little something. And that's what's funny is in Lynn Haven.
Did you with the money? Did you throw anything spinnies?
Yeah, I did
Yeah,
that. And
Spinnies.
it's my
Did you
'Cause
throw
this
anything
dude,
skinny?
he does not like the spinnerbait. I'm
I'm not a
talking
big
how
fan of the
spinnerbait.
redfish spinnerbait either.
And I've not still
I-
haven't. I haven't fished these.
I've never even
tried
tried
to
one.
do it.
I got some freshwater ones.
I
I
just get striper. I just get striper. You look at that.
And I
4
threw
days
some,
on the baby.
and I threw some big top water there because it was so turned up. I was like, well, I'll just get something noisy. Yeah, just to freaking piss them off, you know, just bigger than you would normally, you know.
Did you try bottom?
Nah, I didn't flounder. It was just too.
Yeah, it's more out towards the barrier islands
Right.
anyway.
So
where it's a
I
little
made
bit
it out
clear.
the second cut there, and I was getting around, and then it was just like, I was like, I gotta get back there, you know, get back to the truck, and I wasn't trying to kill myself, and
Yeah.
trying to at least do it while I had the
That's what I'm
highest.
saying. Were you?
Well, I had the highest water so I could make the cuts that I wanted to, and not have to use the channel. 'Cause
Yeah.
when there's no water there, there is no water.
You have to go.
You
around.
are not
Sure.
He
dragging.
went a little north. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You are not dragging anywheres over there because you'll be
Yeah.
up to your armpits.
No,
in
you
mud.
can't get out.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like,
I think Sammy fishes up there a lot.
He's on but the other side.
Does he?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. I
See,
know
that's what I'm
Sammy
familiar.
fishes up there a lot.
I'm familiar with the bay
Texas
side.
buddy.
Yeah.
the base
Yeah.
side on the eastern shore, I'm a lot more familiar. I don't do as much of the
Do you ever do
sound of
clients
the
up there?
seaside. Some, and that's kind of what I was doing today with scouting
Right,
because I got
scouting
some
out. I mean,
clients.
that'd be a
who
nice
are-
place to go.
Too
No.
burly, man.
The
Too
I
early
would
for people who
seaside,
aren't used to
yeah.
paddling. It's
Unless
too
you
burly.
Oh
knew
yeah, the seaside.
If
Yeah,
I
yeah.
knew-
No, I was talking about the Bayside. Where
Bayside, I do.
But-
Right.
But you have to. It's a big area. You have to have a launch that's somewhere close to something.
Right.
What about Cape Charles? There's a jetty out there. There's a bunch of structure. I don't know. I've caught
Yeah.
flounder at that jetty a lot. I've caught little reds at that jetty.
I got a
Cape
few
There's
launches.
rocks on the other rocks right outside here, but it's
Cape
Right.
pretty
Charles
shallow.
Flats area you may.
The only reason I was
Oh, but it's
this just trip
big,
because
huge flats.
these people are in town camping on
He's
this
got like
side.
6 people.
Stand up.
Dang, yeah.
Put an umbrella over them.
But you're not. Here's the thing, though. Now let's back up to my world. You're thinking about going fishing with your buds that you know.
Right.
I got 6 people I've never even met.
Right.
You know, and
He
they're
knows
all-
what redfish look like. If we spread out on this flat and we come across redfish,
And I love
swimming,
that.
we're
Don't
gonna
get
be
me
able to
wrong. I'm
find them.
not picking on clients or anything like that. But
Right.
I don't even know these people until I show up at the dock. This dude might come up with some
The 33.
and
He
the
got the 33.
and the 10-foot surf pole. You
That's
know,
right.
ready to roll. But anyway, so I don't know how to. See, I got to try to figure that out for a new area. It's like, well, ooh.
Yeah.
Then I have clients that they've been paddling almost as long as we have. And they just
Yeah.
want to go. So I'm like, let's go. And they're
Yeah.
ready to roll, and they got the right boat, they got the right gear, and they're ready to go. But then some people, and you don't want to put anybody's life at risk.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
And I don't want them to get back. I mean,
Be worn out.
dog top right.
Yeah.
Literally.
That's my-
Yeah,
that's
we
my
caught
thing.
fish, but I feel like I could. My knuckles are dragging.
That's my thing.
Right.
No matter what in that area, if you go anywhere around there, you're going to have to deal with some kind of fight.
Right.
You have to fight the current. You're going to have to fight the wind.
Right. The tide,
Insane
the
on the
current.
seaside is
so-
insane, man.
That's why I said for anything like that with clients.
It's a burly place, man. It's really reminds me of Georgia, the coastal of Georgia, because it's just a tough area.
Much north of where we fish, you're not going to find clear water very
No.
often anyway.
No.
That place just every high tide.
truly
The
mud
wind
back
blows every day, and it's every high tide up there. It's just,
Blue today.
yeah, I mean, it's just north of where we fish is mud all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, in a month and a half, it'll be shark water.
Yeah,
That's all. It'll
I already
be.
heard that. I already heard that. Talk to some commercial guys because I put in there some commercial
I
guys.
saw that one.
Yeah, they were saying
Yeah.
that.
That's what I'm saying. It's already summer. It's already started. The sea, it's going pow 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 pow. It's going
Stingrays
fast
are
as
everywhere.
hell.
Stingrays
I
are
know.
everywhere.
Yeah,
Inlets, everywhere.
yeah. Yeah, Hunter.
Southall?
No,
Tucker?
Tucker. He messaged me. He goes, "Ray's over there yet?" Before they showed up, I was like, "Not yet." And then as soon as they showed up, I was like, they showed up and they showed up a lot.
They're
Over
here.
and
They're here.
killed him because he.
Bowfish.
Yeah, he's a charter
Oh,
guy.
yeah. He's got guys that love it.
Yeah,
They pay
and I
him
was
to
like,
take them out.
please come over here and kill some of these things.
That's what I told
I
Jack.
haven't seen any in Lynnhaven yet.
Oh, they're coming.
That's why I told everybody. You know what it is? It's a good test for your drag. That's what I tell everybody.
Yeah, well, you know what? It is also for a first
For
time.
a fight, yeah, they
It's
can learn how to
awesome.
fight, get your
Yeah.
kayak.
You know what it is? You know what is
Yeah,
a test
yeah.
for me? My scissors. See how sharp my scissors are. See how close to the reel I can cut the line.
Yeah, try to get up. Yeah.
See how much you can get back, and then
Sometimes not even that. No, I'm talking about see how close to the reel I can cut it. What's up?
Oh, I got you. I had a brand new lure. I don't remember what it was one time. We were in Lynnhaven, and I cut. And
Did you
I mean,
break a
like
rod or a
brand new.
lure?
No, but it was brand new. But I
'Cause I
got him right to the boat. I was like, it's brand new,
You
dude.
see it, I can
it was
see
just
it.
like- and then finally, I was just like, I got those new scissors out and just cut it. But I was like, that's why my lure back. I don't give a crap.
I know, but that can turn into
Oh, I know.
much more
Broken
money.
fishing rods. I mean, getting your lure back will cost you a whole fishing rod. It's what yours breaking 3 or 4 pieces at one point?
It hit the boat and with the
Yeah, he was reaching for his. I mean, literally, like had his bait almost
I was
in
like this,
his hand.
and I was gonna reach and it went.
and
It
the
took
thing just
off.
moves, and it hits his boat, and the rod just you hear it just.
It went like here's the boat. It went under like this. It went under like that, and my rod just went on the boat. It just connected. Pow pow pow. And I was like, wow.
Sure, that's what she
And
said.
again, all of us have
No, I
seen.
was a little shocked actually. I
Yeah.
was like, that was fast and crazy and.
That was when
my
we
shit's
first got the
busted up.
cameras, and I don't think we had that one on tape.
Yeah, I don't even think we were filming then.
think
That
we-
was before we started filming.
Yeah.
That was because we started filming in 2009. That was
Because I remember we went to that same area and we were filming Rays for a little while just to
Yeah.
get used to holding the camera.
that was still
That was later?
that was later, and that was also after Reds stopped.
Yeah.
When the Rays were around, we were
We would just go snag Rays and film each other and
trying
get
use
used
the
to holding the cameras and
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Because you
I read
would
the
hold
tape
on
my
to a
camera.
Ray for a while. It wasn't like catching a flounder. You know what I mean? You hooked a Ray and you had to fight a Ray.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. And look, I tell you, yeah. Well,
Oh,
one
I
thing,
do that,
one
yeah.
thing I am going to say about trolling, I've learned that when I'm when you're trolling or the baits, there's big baits, we snag rays, and we go through a lot of those things. There's big baits for those reds and stuff. And what was pretty cool that I figured this out is if I'm trolling really slow with that big bait bouncing on the bottom, the rays can actually get out of the way. So I was going through rays. And I'm just standing. So that speed. So standing trolling, that thing's just going boom, boom, boom. I didn't snag a one. Now, as soon as it got muddy and I was going that slow, I was snagging because they couldn't see it.
Shit.
Yeah. So it was
Yeah,
kind of cool. I was like,
they want no part of it.
no. But it was
snag,
actually
yeah.
cool that I was like, I'm not snagging a red. This is amazing. But the red still hit it because it was still moving.
Right.
But it was amazing. So that was kind of neat. And
Now, when you guys, and if you want to defer the question,
what?
that screen keeps flashing.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. It still says
maybe
recording.
that's a cut now. See what happens when you take a month off? You forget how to use your equipment.
Let me see.
So I don't know what it's saying. It's
That's
saying
just,
something in the corner.
that's the time. Do this. See if that does anything different.
Stopped it
Yeah.
completely.
I think it's because I had it plugged in. I was recording. That worked.
Okay. I thought I saw it flash a minute ago.
No, it was, yeah. I tell you, I've already lost one camera. Probably these things are old, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 6 years old.
Sponsor our podcast. Fuckers.
That'll help.
I lost this camera this week. This got water in it, and now I'm gonna have to fucking buy another still camera like now because I can't be without a still camera.
Yeah.
That's my only still camera, you know. So I mean, I've got extras like video cameras. Like if we lose another one, we still have 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, but yeah, they're gonna. Those aren't good enough for magazine quality.
They're good enough for clients. Get a good picture.
Yeah, but yeah. Or Rick goes.
I
need
still have
this."
my Olympus. I have the Olympus and stuff that I use, but half the time I just pull that
Yeah.
out. That's good enough for what I'm doing for clients
Right.
and taking their pictures. Or
They want you to text them the picture anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
Immediately as soon
Or
as they
email
catch it.
Yeah, it's like you're just driving off the ramp and you're already getting a text. Can I get those pictures?
Actually, yeah. You guys
Dude, I'm doing the exact
post
same thing
up
you're doing.
and tell me what waterproof cameras you guys use because my Olympuses just aren't lasting. I mean that
And
was
they reset really, really
slow, man.
slow.
It aggravates.
But
me.
isn't that a waterproof one?
Yeah,
Yeah, we had to have waterproof.
right.
That's what I'm saying.
Right here, it started to when I washed it off today, and I turned it on and off, and some water got in.
Damn.
So yeah, it's just the salt gets into the seams and
Well,
starts
that's the
breaking
other
shit
problem
apart.
is the salt. I don't give
Yeah.
a crap what it is.
Yep.
Salt.
Yep.
And I rinse them
But
off.
this one didn't even last as long as the last
No,
one.
that was
Salt
a
has
year.
no
That was a
friends.
year.
Yeah.
I think I have a warranty for it, but I don't know how good that warranty is.
Put it in an envelope and send it back to them.
Yeah.
They'll tell you what they're
Yeah.
going to do.
I tried to do an email, but I think I'm gonna have to call them and figure it out. But yeah, but because Jay had one that was really fast. It was high pixels and
Damn, he's on a 10-hour layover right now. Hold on, let's see what he had.
but yeah, I like the. But it was like a Pentax or something, right? Well,
I was just going to say it's a Pentax one. Yep.
yeah,
I think that's
waterproof
what
and it was
Yep.
fast, man, and it was good. It was good quality. So that's what I'm probably gonna look at next. I'm kind of sick of these Olympuses. Used them for a long time. They're great, great cameras, but slow. If being like a bird comes by and I want to shoot a bird, not bang, but if I want to shoot a bird, I miss it. If anything happens,
Right.
I miss it. And trying to time out an action shot because Rick's wanting more action shots from him. He wants more because I've been neglecting that. I've been instead of grabbing a still camera, I grab the video.
Right.
So since we started filming, those shots have not.
Is
been
that
showing
hard?
up.
No, remember, I don't do any of that. So is that hard to take a still of a video?
It does. It's not. It doesn't look as good.
Really?
Yeah, because
They're
I got
not as
either.
focused, man. Like,
Not as focused. I got maybe have a little bit of shit on the lens. It's usually not that good. Not that
Gotcha.
the quality's nice. Definitely, once you zoom in
of
or try
course,
to get.
of course, man. You got guys that are carrying those. What are
Big-
the big cameras now, and those waterproof
SLR,
DSLRs
yeah.
now too.
Like
so-
Lockwood? Like Jet Ski Brian?
Yeah.
My
Well,
man. Skeet.
Pictures he puts up, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he takes great pictures.
Those
Well, Rob's been
pictures
taking
take-
his. Rob and Rick have been taking his cameras out.
Those pictures of the eagle. That
See, that's
was
what's
last
scary.
year.
That's what, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Those kind of cameras.
Yeah.
Why would I couldn't.
It's super high
Dude,
quality.
they have
Even
them,
with fish
they have
pictures,
them
they're awesome.
in waterproof cases, and they pull them out to take pictures of fish that you're already holding.
Yeah.
It's not.
I know, but still, to me, I know.
I mean,
But you
literally,
don't
we
have-
set that eagle up for Rob.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rob was coming, so we moved away and set the eagle back up so that it would move right back on to where Rob wanted it to and ate, so he
Yeah.
could take pictures of it.
I like just to look at those pictures. Just imagine if I could just see my camera, it'd be at the bottom.
Yep.
No, but it's have you ever dropped your camera?
No, but I don't
Yeah.
think about it because it's like, if I drop it, I don't give a crap because it's just like.
Until you're talking about dropping shit. I was stopped on the bridge at the fourth island. They were doing something and they were repaving or something. So I was stopped there for a while. Turned my engine off and started casting at the pilings. And that shit is so high up. I was like, what?
Dumped your reel?
I'm not like scared of heights and anything, but I was gripping my rod. Because if we were dropping in the kayak, you got a shot to get it or you could, or something, but
Nothing, dude.
I was so scared. I was casting going, letting it drop down and then reel it, just really grip it. It's like, if a striper hits this
It's done.
Yeah, I really got to hold on to this. And it was just the weirdest feeling, and the current was really ripping. I was like, whoa. It was so high up. I'm
That would
just
have
not
been awesome
used
if
to
you had
that.
caught something.
That
No, I was perfect because I had right where I stopped with those like the 5-poundings where
Right.
it stops off, you know what I mean? So I was casting up current. I mean, it's doing a perfect cast. Way up current, letting it drop down a couple feet, and every time I get next to a pile, I reel, just rip it a little
Was
bit.
that years ago? Justin Curtis, he had the flounder he caught off HRBT when he sat in.
Oh yeah,
I think so.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know if he's listening to the podcast, but he responded immediately on Facebook. A guy asked a question about sheepshead in the Potomac, and we really don't know anything about sheep. I mean, not sheepshead, snakehead.
Snakehead, the guy,
That was white trained.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
a guy he
She
messaged
said
me. About,
snakehead.
actually, I wanted to talk about that because he said he messaged me and he said it was in St. Mary's. I was like, oh, okay, where's that at? I wasn't, I was on my phone, so I wasn't able to get to a map or anything. And he told me where it was. It was like right at the Point Lookout. That's saltwater. That's like saltwater. That's really saltwater. It's not like fresh water. And he said their snakeheads are starting to go into the saltwater there, which is interesting.
Well, they're working their way through a brackish
But I
kind
didn't know
of
they
thing.
could go into saltwater.
Well, that's
It's
what I'm
not
saying.
brackish there, man. It's
But I'm saying
salt.
they came from a brackish. They're kind of
Yeah.
He says,
catching up with the salinity, man.
Justin
They
said
did.
right here that they're as far south as Plankatank.
Piankatank.
Plankatank.
Piankatank.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Plankatank.
Piankatank. But as in the salt
Alright.
salt water,
Plankatank.
in the salt water,
Yeah, I guess.
Because well, the Piankatank up in the upper parts of it is fresh, right?
Right.
But I don't know if he's listening to the podcast, but he did respond immediately.
yeah, that's crazy if they are starting. I did not know there was salt.
He invited me up there for that last year. He said it's a ton. Of
Yeah,
fun.
no, damn right.
He's
It's
just in the
cool.
middle of nowhere, man. Even
And
if
they
I go
say
and
they
see
eat
him, there
good.
ain't shit there.
They say they eat good. Jeff Little and them
Yeah.
guys, they say they eat good too.
Yeah.
And you got to get rid of them. So it's
Yeah.
like
It's white meat, and
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of stuff about it, how good they taste. So yeah.
They have big tournaments for that.
Man,
Hey,
they
to
look
get
like
rid
a
of them,
bowfin
people.
to me. Bowfins are
Yeah.
stinky and disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's freshwater, so let's change track.
Yeah.
No, nothing.
Oh well, I know you wanted to bring up etiquette being spring and a shit ton of people being on the water right now. I mean, what Rudy on a weekday is looking like a weekend, you know?
Yeah.
And
I get some of it because people, we had a long winter. We had a hard winter. So
Right,
yeah.
everybody's
Yes,
ready to get on the
yes,
water. They're
yes,
ready
yes.
to chomp. And then, and then
I mean, I had run-ins with boats when I was over there the other day, and
well, that's the other thing I wanted to say too about all that. You said that just like that. I had run in with boats and you remember this when you work at a tackle shop. Everybody comes in and like, this kayaker today, and it's
Yep.
like I have a line to every kayak.
Like,
anchor or
yeah,
something.
okay.
Yeah.
I'll call that son of a bitch right now and I'll take care of it for you.
That mother.
Yeah, I get it. But everybody in general, it's just, I don't know, it just seems so, the etiquette's gone. And for an example, I did one trip with clients this year to Rudy, and that was just when it really kicked off and it was good, and it was just like, I'm going to go there because I know we're going to score fish. There's going to be no exploring to it. And to be quite honest, I had to get in the truck after that trip and drive to Cedar Island to do filming for natives. So it was like I didn't want to go paddle all around all day looking for fish. I was going to go to Rudy. But my point was we were sitting there fishing, and I had a kayaker pull up right next to me. And I'm not saying that I should be, everybody, losers on the water, don't go near them. But I mean, I had 3 guys with me, and I'm like, I'm not fishing, and I'm talking to,
you look.
I'm
like
guiding,
Right.
Pull right up there and, hey, what's going on? And start casting too, I was like, and how do you, politically correctly say, hey, dude, I'm working. But then the worst was, then I had a John boat come around the corner because 2 of the 3 of my guys were hooked up and dropped anchor like right next to us and cast it. Well, what made it better is they caught nothing, and we had like 5 more fish, and the times they had nothing. But that was totally different because they were they were throwing. But it was just like,
And well, there was another. I think Bogowski, right? Didn't he? Right, the guy dropped his anchor right in the middle of the bite, boom, cut it off, right?
right, yeah. And then the best part is they're like, they're not biting anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a guy in the aluminum John boat that's got 3 inches of chain. He drags it to the John
But
boat.
if dude's gonna come up with me at Little Creek and just drop anchor right in the middle of where I'm jigging.
Yeah.
Right.
Hooking fish. And then all of a sudden you catch nothing. And they're like,
Shut up.
dude, you were catching them when we came up. Yeah, I was, wasn't I?
And I don't think a boat also realizes how loud.
They are.
Yeah, I don't realize it
What's the
until the next
disturbance?
time.
Especially in a
Drop
body.
this anchor down and
Well, even engines, running.
What is it?
guys-
They don't even drop it. They still throw it. We're in 6 foot of water, and they still want to like.
I got ran up on. 2 boats ran up on.
Yeah.
And I'm a fisherman, and I do not hold my tongue when I'm out there. I laid into these guys. You know, I was like, you guys ran over stuff to get to me just because you saw me doing something. And they're like, huh? I was like, no, you guys ran over fish to cast right on top of me. You know, oh, okay. And then he said something. I was like, you know, I just started paddling away at this point. The first one, I actually had 3. The first one was a guy, the fly guy, right? And so I let him go. I just backed off because we've burned in front of him anyway. The whole,
Right.
the three fish, that was the same guy out in that back. I saw him. Yeah. And it was funny. It was funny. The fly guy goes right into the engine, and so they had a whole chaos. I was like, but there's 2 others that ran away. You kayak, Kevin? I was like, yeah. And just yeah. It's like they kind of recognize me too, and they want to talk to me, but fucking fishing. You know, I'm a goddamn fisherman out there. I'm not. I'm different
I'm
here.
at Maddox from
That's
Thursday,
right.
Friday, and Saturday. Come hang out.
I'm a different person when I am on the water. I'm a fisherman. You know,
Right.
people forget.
Trying to do my thing. No, I'm not. It's not. I mean, I go out there with my friends to hang out with my friends.
Yeah.
I don't go out there to like hang out with everybody in the world that sees anything. We see it all the time, dude. Especially during the striper bite, when the striper will actually bite off of Cape Charles, Kip to Peak, the chuck drift. Dude, you were catching fish.
Well, we do the same to them, and that's kind of our fish.
Well, I mean, we just roam around until we see a bite.
Yeah,
and
until we
then
see a
we'll
boat
start
hooked up.
fishing. But like, eventually everybody's all spread out. This dude will start catching like 4 or 5 in a row. Next thing you know, like we can barely put our paddles in the water.
I've actually there's video of
Yeah, boats just coming in. Yeah,
we've
had this like boats just rolling in.
Well, that's the thing I was talking about.
That's
So
all
when we're
right.
out there.
That's all right because
I mean,
it's spaced
yeah.
out. These guys ran on top of me, and for them, it's like, would you do that to another boat? That's the one kind of question that.
No, but the thing they're totally around is what happened if say the same point. That guy in a John boat dropped his anchor. He was anchored, and I had my 3 clients, and I seen him hooked up, and I paddled my guys over there.
Right.
He would have thrown everything in the boat at me, dude.
Right.
And surround them.
Absolutely.
And that's another thing is surrounding them in cast. When you have 3 guys on a boat, they're covering a huge area because they're casting off of here. We're casting like this.
Right.
And we move and we cast like this.
So 3 of us in a row have the same area.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That same guy, if roles were
you got
reversed,
around them and like started
if we
casting.
just came in and started beating the sky, they would have called us everything, would have thrown stuff at us. I would have had lead in my head. You know what I'm saying? They would have been like.
They've been like paddling past the pier.
Or back at Crab Creek when it first opened. Remember Crab Creek?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fuckers!
Yeah, it was
Fishing, what is it? What is the bridge under the West Great Neck Bridge or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy, they'll really bomb them at you there.
Yeah, well.
Just to see if they can even. It's just,
That line's going,
that's-
just kind of come over top of me. I was like, man.
Right.
So my best one ever, we were fishing in Hungers, and I patted this guy was out there in a little like white, those clack boats, where they got, it's this old white boat, and he's fishing. And there's my rule. If I can read what's on your hat, I'm way too close.
Yeah.
So I try to give, I can't even see what you're wearing. If I can,
That's-
2 cast lengths.
That's as far as you need to be
Right.
because whatever you use on, if it's better
We're
to
not
stay away
bass
from
fishing.
them.
There's current, fish are moving, everything's moving
Yeah,
around.
if you see something here, stay 100 yards away because the fish is probably coming your way.
Right. So if I can't see, so I'm way off this guy, and I can see him. He's coming like from Alabama, trying to cast his mirror lure at me.
Yeah.
Finally, I'm like, "Am I in your way?" That's what he says to me. They're like, "You ain't, but your canoe is."
You ain't, but you're big.
Right. So I paddle way around. So now I'm trying. Yeah, exactly. So now I'm trying to go way back in.
Knew it.
And I forget who I'm with, and they call me on the radio like, "Lozier, what do you got going on over there?" I said, "I think I'm pissing off the mayor of Hungers Creek right now. So just give me a minute to get out of here." So I try to, and he does it again. He like lobs one, and I was trying to like catch it with my paddle because I saw it coming. I was
Is
just
that close?
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
It was a red and white MRC. I mean, I saw the mirror lure, dude. I watched it go across, and I was just like trying to act like I did it, but I was trying to catch it with the paddle. You
My
know?
Hungers Creek experience is I'm paddling out. It's high tide. We're paddling through there, like just looking for spots, paddling through. This clamor like starts circling us. Is like, hey, stay off my claim.
Yeah, they get all
I was like,
wild.
huh?
Claim.
Claims. I was like, what? He's like, anywhere you see PVC, they's claims. I was like, it's like 5 feet deep, dude. I'm drafting like 4 inches. Stay off my claims.
Is anybody tuned in from Eastern Shore?
They're probably laughing.
Yeah. Like, holy
I had a guy say
shit,
something to me
this
about
is
that.
serious.
I had a guy say something about that too, and he said something about, I'm not worried about your kayak, but your paddle. I said, I got a $500 paddle. If I'm digging it down to your place, I don't need to, it's like, I am not trying to.
That's why Angel hit me up this week, and he's like, you know where you can get a cheap carbon and fiberglass paddle? I was like, no. I was like, not new.
Not cheap.
I was like, they don't come cheap new. I was like, you want to buy a quality paddle, you're looking at like starting around $300.
So I said to that guy, I was like, I got a very expensive paddle here. I'm not trying to go into your claims.
Yeah.
PVC.
Yeah. Anywhere you see PVC, phase claims.
A good thing when a good etiquette thing. If you're paddling along the shoreline, that's what I'll do. If I'm even trying to get out of the current, if I'm paddling against the current, and I see somebody that's casting to the shoreline, I will paddle around
them.
where
Thank
he's
you.
even if it sucks for me, because
Thank you.
it sucks going in the current when I've got a good pace along the
And
no
as
current
soon as you
side.
run, and
you
especially
got to.
in the spring, and we used to catch, the seasons used to be a little slower. Or it was a little slower until this year. So we used to be catching taut sometimes when the guys were fishing were starting to cast for stripers.
Yeah.
And then again in the fall, they start to catch for stripers.
Yeah.
Dude, you got to go around every one of those boats, but those guys are fishing too, man.
But maybe that's the thing. What we just talked about with the John boat guy is maybe everybody, when they're getting ready to do something, how would I like it if it was done? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So before you get ready, if you're not even sure, think about it. Like, well, would I want that guy to do, or whatever you're getting ready to do?
Yeah, when I think
Is
about
that
cussing
cool?
that dude out, okay, well then I won't do that.
Right. Is that cool?
Not if I'm gonna blatantly do it. If I'm even gonna think about cussing him out, maybe I should.
That guy's all by himself catching fish. Do I really want to go over and introduce myself now?
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like
I heard we're friends.
Even last year
Facebook.
I had a friend, he's a friend of mine, but I had him come up on me right where I was casting. And I was like, are you really going to anchor up right where I'm casting?
Dude,
and he was like, I guess not. I said, I don't think so.
Dude, I hooked a
He's a
fish.
friend of mine, but not a personal
Me and
close friend,
Sam
but
were-
I know him, and I was
we got
like,
off-
dude.
When we got off Sandbridge last year near the buoy, and I had that live bait get nailed,
Oh.
and my line got wrapped around Seth's, and I was like, dude, what? Cut your get the fuck out of my way.
Yeah,
I was just losing it on him. Like, just cut your fucking line. Get the fuck out of him. I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
Someone was just like attacking my live bait and just peeling line off my reel, and I'm like, dude. I mean, it ended up being a shark.
Yeah, but
I was like, dude, do something. I can't do anything with your fucking line.
Yeah. Because usually we're even good, like if we have a trolling line out, we'll probably bring it up when we come to a school of fish or whatever. But there is one time where we had 2 out, and I get one up, and oh fuck, I forgot about this one, and it gets in everything, and it's everywhere, and we're fighting fish in lines and all
Yep.
that stuff, and yeah.
Well, at least that's a little
Dude,
different.
fucking did that.
The pros
that
can
one.
fuck up majorly when the pros fuck up like majorly.
you-
It's a major fuck up, but we
But at least
still
you
make our
guys are
fish.
talking
Wasn't that one
about
the
you're
50
fishing with
inch? No.
yourselves. You're fishing with yourselves and stuff.
It wasn't
too, though.
your 50.
No, it was that when we found them when
out there. Yeah.
when it was Alex and you. It was when you spotted the school.
Yeah.
You spotted the school.
I started yelling. I'm like,
Oh,
what
yeah.
the fuck's up with your fucking line?
And I'm going, fuck, I'm sorry, I know how bad that is. I
What the
know.
fuck is up with
Oh,
your line?
fuck, I
Why
just
is this
fucked
way
him
out
up.
here?
He saw these, I just fucked his fight up. Oh, that's what I'm worried about. I'm like, tell me which one to cut. You know?
Which one's mine?
I'm fighting a fish, holding scissors.
Yeah,
like,
me too. And it's like a line's going across. It's like, oh, this is bad.
and-
we still
and-
landed them. We still
Yeah,
landed
those
them.
things, because he had one hooked too, dude. When you have 2 fish hooked in a line in between you that doesn't have anything on
It's
it,
scary.
it's like a spider web instantly
Yeah.
too. These things,
They spin.
they try and be
spin.
near each other.
Yeah, they're trying to get back
So
together.
they
Right.
they're
Exactly.
trying to be near each other, so they are just doing their. It's ugly.
Yeah.
I mean, we can keep them untangled on the rods.
Right. Yeah, we totally got that, but
We
when we
got
have
that
another
under
one going on,
control,
you're trying to
but we
pay
can't
attention
do
to that.
anything about any free lines out.
Yeah. But usually, but that one day, we just had that we had
Yeah.
2, and I was good.
We had a trolling bite earlier too, so
Even in the video, like, I reel it up, I'm like, all right, And then all of a sudden, this kid's going, "Oh fuck, I forgot about that one." On the other side, I wasn't fighting on that side. I was looking on this side. I was like, "All right, I'm relaxed now. I can get into this fight." And all of a sudden, it gets really bad.
It went south.
But we recovered and still landed the fish. So that
Yep.
the pros can fuck up. We fuck up majorly, but we can still pull it off.
But that's the other thing. You are making mistakes around each other that you know each other and you
Yes.
can deal with.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Quick.
And even on that moment, like, if it gets heated and I say some shit,
No.
it's
If
over.
my line
I know,
is tight
I
and
know.
yours is tangled in,
Right,
yours is
you know, and
Yeah.
you expect to get
Damn
some
right.
shit, but as soon as the shit's over, you're like, hey, let's go over here now. It's all new. But when Joe Blow and his freaking band of Mariettes come in, you're
Yeah.
like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care what
You know?
he has tied on the end of his line. If I've got a fish on and his line gets tangled up with me, he knows to cut it right then.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
it
what I'm
doesn't
saying.
matter what's
It's
on the
an
other end of
understood
it. Yeah.
thing
Oh,
going
yeah.
on there. It's a total difference. But back to that thing, think about like what that person, if he did it to you, how would it work out for
Right.
you? Just the opposite.
Yeah, that's why I was flabbergasted when these two boats ran up on me. I was like,
Bitch, I'm psychgasted. What the
and they had literally, there was the schools. It was incredible. I was like, you guys just because I was like casting. I wasn't even hooked up. I was just casting, and they were like, wow. It's like craziness. And you wouldn't do it if it was a boat. I just wouldn't think you would have done it with a boat. But maybe, who knows?
Don't,
Who
if
knows?
you're that type of jerk, just stop.
Go play
knows?
golf.
Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know, but anyway. So
But
it's
springtime and
like I said, a little bit of me, I kind of can say, I don't want to say I understand it, but everybody's happy to get out there. And then when the only game in town, because the flip side is, for that same thing, is the river. Your favorite place to fish. The river. But in the fall, that's the only game in town. If you don't have a big boat and there aren't stripers, and it's the same thing. When you
Right.
say that about casting the shore, I don't know how many times, I think I went to the river 3 times this winter because I cannot stand it.
Yep.
But how many times I was out and casting the shore in a boat? It's just like,
yeah.
my ride's this way. I'm doing something
and
this right here.
You're stuck with trout fishing. It's sensitive.
Exactly.
It's as sensitive as like a fucking freshwater bite.
Right.
It's
like,
sketchy.
If I'm doing this, that means I'm doing something here.
And a
Not
boat,
back here.
He's not paddling. It's a pain in the ass for us to go around people. When we've got a straight line. Yeah, he's
Got the screws to it too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Up on plane.
Yep.
Islander lures behind him.
Yeah.
But that's why I like going to other places, so I don't
Yep.
have to deal with that and try to get out. Plus, it's more rewarding to go
Yeah,
out and
I
find
went-
your fish.
I went inshore fishing the other day and caught absolutely nothing, but it happens.
Yeah.
I fished, down
Yeah.
the street from here.
Yeah.
I probably should have gone the other way, but I mean,
What was the current doing?
it was coming in, but
Yeah. Yeah, but you would have had some fun
Everything's.
as well.
Yeah.
But I think we were talking about the weather and everything. Is really. I think some things are like sitting on the edge. Like it doesn't
Well,
know which way to
also,
go. Like for the first couple weeks of trips, all my reds were schooled up in where I was fishing
Right.
for clients. I mean, I was literally had one client. Felt so bad for the guy. He didn't have any polarized glasses. He had glasses, but he never got any polarized.
see anything.
He couldn't see. So I was calling shots. I mean, I would just watch the fish go by. But the schools have kind of broken up now. And they're kind of like onesie twosie, you know what I'm saying? Where it was like schools. Like
Right.
it was like, I don't want to use the example, but like Florida good. Like
Yeah.
if I was
I
on
know.
a skiff, I could have been like, cast, I mean, it was like polling platform. I was
Yep.
standing up in the kayak and literally I'd watch them and I'd be like, throw here because I knew they were going that way. Start retrieving now, and it's just interceptions.
I've done that.
All that fishing was. But now it's gotten to the point where those schools, because the water's warmed up, the bait's more.
Spread.
So now the fish are spread. They don't have to. This is what you were saying earlier. They're all trying to be together.
Uh-huh.
Well, now they don't have to be together. They don't have. There's no safety in numbers because they don't need the safety in.
Yeah, since what's cool about Reds is they separate out. They'll
Yeah.
be individuals and
Exactly.
and,
Once that's
they-
all over, so that's why it's getting in there now. But everything's kind of sitting like, I think it's for fish even. It's like we went from 50-degree water overnight. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Yeah.
like boom, boom. I mean, we had a week of 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just last week I was
Yeah. So
Shirley's
it-
and
yeah.
Bears.
And I had- what
just
I
as
had
much of a shock of 40-degree water temperature going down like overnight for them. I mean, I'm sure like all that stuff's happening because that's the thing. The water's warmed up, and I know it's a lot of places, but there's not a lot of bait in some places.
Yeah.
That normally at that water temperature would have a lot more bait because it's not here yet.
Well, they haven't.
Things aren't.
It's too fast.
Right,
They
that's what I'm
haven't
saying.
time to
None of
grow.
it's balanced out.
Yeah.
That green crap's all. What's going to live in an oyster bar covered with
Yeah.
Right.
Stalagmites of freaking green slime.
Yeah, and I had croakers or pinfish, something, whatever it was, that were tiny. Too tiny, I didn't even snag any of them.
Yeah.
Almost on every cast, no matter where I went. It was just
Oh, when I was at HRBT, it was
little
nonstop
baby
croaker.
fish just annihilating your
Nonstop
lures.
croaker,
And none of my lures even got ruined.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
never put a
It's
hook in
too
anything,
small.
and no lures ever got ruined, no plastic ever got tore up or anything. It was just
Wasn't even puffers.
no.
No, not yet. There are more. Yeah. They're always good.
You know that little chomp?
Then you cut them open and oh, there's all my baits.
Put them all back together. The annoyances.
No, those are awesome. I love it, if you can get a bunch of them. That's the thing is you
Well-
catch one, you're like, all right, let's try to catch some more. And try to get some more because you wanted some more of those, but yeah.
You don't see them a lot, but when you get them,
It's in the fall.
yep. Caught them in Lynn Haven.
Yep.
Yeah,
Pretty
Put 'em out
wild to
here.
see them.
Yep.
they're cool how they puff up.
Yep.
Yeah. And the
The spiny puffers are real weird.
There's offshore. You can see those more offshore. What about those the smooth puffer, that big one that came in? Were you there when it came in the tackle shop?
Uh-uh.
It was a
Oceanic
oceanic
puffer?
puffer. That's what it was. It's not a smooth puffer, but oceanic puffer came in.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know what the
they're
hell
like
it was.
6-7 pounds.
It kind of looked like a cobia looking because it has a stripe down it. I think it was
Kind of like a remora or
Kind of
something.
remora.
But then it's got
but
like the puffer mouth.
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah.
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 Was
It
it
was
puff up?
longer. Well, it was long. It was kind
I
of
don't know,
rare.
did it puff up?
It was dead.
Puffing stops there.
No air circulation.
Yeah. It was dead.
Dead. Cooler.
Dead puffer.
Dead puffer. All right, I think we're gonna wrap it up. Well, thanks for fucking coming in and doing a
All right, next time I'm
podcast
gonna come in 10 minutes late.
First podcast in a month.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to get back on this.
Well, no, it was cool to get because as long as it's the thing. As soon as you coming in is then talking about what we're going to talk about. So today we need to talk about where I was just like, no, don't talk about what what you did this week. What we're going to talk about. We'll talk about that. You kind of like the thing about the etiquette thing. When you started talking about that, I was like, okay, well, we'll talk about that. It's just trying to stop that from happening because you end up like burning out all the kind of cool conversation before we get on air.
Right.
Or the spontaneity of it. I know it's kind of not spontaneous, but you kind of hold your spontaneity until we kind of get it turned on. Yeah.
You got big words there at the end of the
Spontaneity?
Yeah, that is not even a real word.
Spontaneity? No?
Spontaneity.
Ah, shit, now I'm trying to break it down. I can't say it. It's probably,
Write it out.
It's
probably not.
Write it out. No, don't spell it. Never mind.
You're trying to make me spell that?
I forgot. I forgot who I was talking to.
Spontaneousness.
Yeah, it's kind of about the same thing. Isn't it?
Ish.
Spontaneity. Spontaneity. That's not it.
First landing kayak fishing service.
First is in 1ST landing
Good segue.
yak. Oh no, the website. First 1ST landing yakfish.com. First landing yakfish.com. First landing kayak fishing
And the
services.
fishing's good.
Mark Lowe.
Fishing's been good.
Fishing's good.
I've been the busiest I've been this early because of this weather. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
everybody's
it's
used-
warmed up. It's,
Yeah, I mean,
well, of course,
usually-
everybody was, like you said,
Cabin
everybody was hidden,
That's
bunkered down, and it warmed up, man. They're coming out. The fish are biting, folks. Just
they're out there.
do your thing.
Yep.
But do your own thing. Do
Yeah,
your own thing.
Don't.
Do your own homework. Do your own
And if
thing.
you roll up on Lozier at his party and he goes off on you,
You were warned.
he put it out there. He has definitely put it out there.
Me and my canoe.
His
Me and my
canoe.
canoe.
Get your canoe out of his canoe crowd's way. Row your canoe elsewhere.
Spontaneity, like.
Yeah, pick you a spontaneity like spot somewhere else.
Be spontaneous about where you're fishing.
Stay off the claims. PVC.
Anywhere you see PVC, these claims.
These here is.
Here.
What is my claims?
All right.
All right.
Alright.
Comes the hate mail from the Eastern Shore.
Yep.
Later, y'all.